Hi everyone, welcome to this episode on Beyond SAP Cloud, where we talk about the subdomain naming convention. When you create a new subaccount in BTP, the default thing what SAP does is generate automatically a subdomain based on the description that you give in your subaccount. Now we have already had problems with this in the past because what happens if you have a very long description of your subaccount is that the auto-generated subdomain can be very long. And if you have things like build work zone and you have long URLs, you can have actually a URL that becomes too long and that can give you issues. So this is why Wouter and me came up with a naming convention and also some tips and tricks or best practice in terms of what to do with the subdomain. So in terms of using the regular subdomain, so I'm not talking about using a custom domain on your own company now, but using the subdomains that are available inside of BTP, then we would say, a general practice is use lowercase letters, don't use symbols, only hyphens. Keep the name short, so avoid running into this issue that you can have URLs that are too long, and don't use the default auto-generated subdomain suggested by SAP. Use a naming convention if you have one, or I would say come up with a naming convention so that this can also help you out in terms of using auto-generated scripting or also things like Terraform automation. So let's have a look. So I have here my trial account. If I now say, okay, let's create a new sub-account from here, then I can give it a name. So we have our naming convention. So the two for applications in my case, the one for development, and then app. So it will be applications or my foundation, and it's a dev environment in this case. I'm going to select here a region, so this is now on my trial. So you see this is the subdomain name that he suggests. It's already not too long in the sense that I don't have a long display name. So if I do here work zone builds, don't say, then you see that the subdomain name becomes much longer, and then you can really run into issues if you have a long display name and you use the auto-generated subdomain. So if I just use this, and then here I can still change this to, because this has to be unique. That's also why SAP is adding these characters in the end, which makes it unique, because if everyone does this, then the first person can do it, the second person won't, because it has to be really unique across all the accounts of everyone. What I do, or what we came up with here, is, for example, an abbreviation of the company. In my case, Aiden. So I use AID and then appdev. In case this would already be used, then I can still add some letters behind it in terms of making it unique. But let's have a look, see if this works or not. Yeah, so this works. You can see now that my sub account is being generated here. And once it is ready, I will also still move it into my directory too, in order to have here the nice hierarchical display. Not sure if I can do this. No, I can't while it's being created, but I cannot. I just checked it. So this is just clicking on the line just in front or just behind it, then taking it, and then you can see that there is a blue marking when you enter a directory, for example, where you can drop it, and then you can drop it down in there. And then you will see in a few seconds that it will actually move my sub account into that directory. Voila. And now I have a nice structure, and it's still readable. So one of the next steps would be what I already discussed in terms of labels, is adding labels and saying who is responsible and whatnot, in terms of also flagging the sub account. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode.